Hey guys, my name is Brian Vitz. I will be presenting on chapter 14 of the textbook for my chapter presentation. Um, my question is the fourth question of the chapter assignments, which is both explicit and implicit communications influence how customers perceive an organization's services. Choose three organizations in your local community or three national firms and analyze their use of these two factors. How consistent are explicit and implicit communications in each case? Which of the three has the greatest consistency? What could each organization do to create greater consistency? And why do you think consistency or the lack of it has influenced the success of these organizations? And this was found on page 489 in the textbook. So let's get her started. Um, so first, with explicit communications, um, basically definition, I mean, definite messages that are given to customers through the use of language, and that could be oral, with TV ads, radio, personal sales, websites, etc. Even written, and that can be via the web, email, ads, and sales proposals. So that kind of leaves it open for a lot, and companies do depend on explicit communications quite a bit. So then also language is used to promote a common understanding between the seller and potential buyer. Also advertising, personal selling, sales promotion, merchandising, public relations, and publicity. And websites are used to transmit explicit communications to customers. Um, so yeah, I mean, to expand on that, realistically, all companies, whether that be in hospitality or any type of marketing, will heavily depend on these explicit communications for promotions and business. So let's see. And moving to implicit communications, these are cues or messages conveyed through body language, facial expressions, gestures, and other body movements. The inherent nature of the product or service mix. So that can include quality and variety of facilities and service, decor, staff uniforms, color schemes. Um, really leaves it open to open-ended for companies to put a unique twist on how they do their business. This can also be the prices, rates, and fares, the channels of distribution, the medium choices for promotion, the media vehicle that carries the promotion, so the type of magazine or television company that the ad is playing on, or a radio station that the ad is playing on. It could be any of those. Also, the partners chosen for cooperative programs. Let's see here. The quality of packages and programs offered, the specific people managing and providing the services at any department. So that can be with, it doesn't have to be just in sales. It could be front office staff, a housekeeping staff, um, really anything. And then with implicit communications or promotions, the salesperson, product, service, price, distribution channels all carry connotations for its own customers. Customers often make up their minds about services by looking at the clues they get from facilities, services, prices, and distribution channels available. And I mean, this makes perfect sense. I mean, if you walk into a hotel and you see, bad lighting, the person at the front desk is a jerk, really, just any bad vibe or something that you get from the place, it will ruin your experience there and not make you want to spend your money there in the future. So that's why implicit communications is so prominent and important, especially nowadays. So yeah, the question asks me to analyze three different companies and their explicit and implicit communication. So the first one I chose was Marriott International. I mean, it's extremely consistent with both their explicit and implicit communications. Um, they have a new platform and website. It's called Marriott Bonvoy. It's the same rewards program as before. It's just a unique upgrade that it offers its very loyal customers. Um, I mean, and their website, TV ads, and all forms of promotion are very consistent with each other. There's none that will tell you one thing and then you get to the hotel and you see another thing. They're all very consistent. So let's see here. The internal communications is where Marriott excels over others. As an employee of Marriott myself, all employees are expected to carry themselves in a very professional manner, but it's still unique to that individual. So, with that being said, Marriott's customers have a certain expectation of Marriott employees, as well as Marriott facilities that needs to be met, or excuse me, or else they're not going to be spending their hard-earned money, business times, and leisure vacations at your facility. The thing that I think that they can prove consistency according to customers is rates. I know specifically at my hotel downtown, we'll have a rate at $149 one night, and then it goes up to $599 a different night, and that can cause a lot of frustration with our customers. So, alrighty. And then, so some promotions that Marriott offers right here. This is a newer one. This comes with the new Marriott Rewards Premier Plus card. You get 100,000 Marriott points for getting this card alone. And I mean, that is a lot of Marriott points. Our hotel downtown, it costs around 30,000 Marriott points to get a hotel. So that's quite a bit of points. I mean, that can get you a whole weekend at a nice resort somewhere just to get this credit card. So I think that's a pretty fantastic deal they have on. It's a great way to gain new customers. Um, the consistency of Marriott and their hotels have made it the largest hotel company in the world, and it will definitely only continue to grow with great promotions like this. So I think Marriott is really the best example that I chose today of a company that just showcases such great explicit and implicit um, ways of communication. So let's get going. Alrighty, next one I chose was for Firehouse Subs. It's basically a local franchise sandwich shop in Denver. Fantastic! It's my favorite sandwich shop in Denver. It's really good. And every time you walk in the door at a Firehouse, every employee in the store is expected and required to yell "Welcome to Firehouse." Um, for the most part, all locations are consistent with this type of explicit communication. I had some buddies in high school that worked at Firehouse Subs that were definitely held to responsible when they did not say this, and they hated saying it, but they all still had to do it. And it does give a unique twist on this sandwich shop in particular. So yeah, and then most Firehouse employees, I should say all Firehouse employees, but most employees are much kinder than your typical sandwich shop employees. Not like a Subway where you go in and the person's just waiting to get out of there. They seem like they're mostly there enjoying themselves and liking the company that they work for, which is a huge thing nowadays. So. What they're consistent about in their communications is their pricing at all locations. They could be more consistent with their advertisements. Um, I have never seen a TV or a newspaper ad for Firehouse Subs specifically. It's more of a word of mouth sandwich shop. So I think it would be, um, great to create much stronger ways of implicit communication to get these advertisements out there, and not just rely on solely word of mouth, so that they can continue to expand their business. So, um, and then some of the promotions right now that Firehouse is offering, I think it's a great idea. I mean, the free medium sub for dad on Father's Day. I mean, most dads like sandwiches, so um, you can go get a free sandwich for your dad on Father's Day, and it's a great way to get business on a holiday that typically everybody will be staying at home for. Home cooked meals, barbecues, stuff like that. So it'd be a good way to get people out of the house and into your store. Um, So I think with more, ideas like this, they could get known on a national level, not just in Colorado. Um, let's see here. So Frontier Airlines, definitely one of the premier airline companies in the world. They're very consistent website with many different and simple options to book flights. I think that's what a lot of customers look for. Excuse me, in any travel company's website nowadays is just the ease of booking. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that are not very good with computers and just need the buttons to be very big and right in front of their face. So this is definitely one of the strengths that Frontier has. Um, I think the use of the animals on the back of the planes is a huge hit. They have those world famous commercials with the animals in the back talking to each other, harassing each other, giving each other a hard time. They're hilarious. My favorite is the sassy little fox dude that's on the back of the airplanes in those old commercials. I don't know if they're still making those commercials, but those commercials alone made Frontier stand above really any other airline company at that time, and really progressed their business strategy quite a bit. So um, I think what they could improve on within their implicit communications is losing less baggage. According to airfarewatchdog.com, they lose 1.8 bags per 1,000 customers. And if you think about it, I mean, that's not that lot, but you figure 300,000 people in an airport every day, and that's 2 bags lost per 1,000 person. So, I mean, that is quite a bit. And it is actually the leader. I looked according to the airfarewatchdog.com, Frontier is the leader in lost baggage out of all the different airlines. So, and it is definitely, I mean, a hard thing. Mistakes happen. People make mistakes. Makes sense. But it will be hard to improve on. But being the highest out of any airline company in the world, I think that they can improve on this by better training the staff, and this would help improve this number tremendously. Uh, so some promotions that Frontier offers. Let's see, it's a 15% off of summer. So I think that's quite a bit for an airline company to offer. I mean, if you figure that, like I'm going to Prague, that's $1,000. So 15% off of that, I mean, that's $150. So I mean, that's pretty dang good. So definitely a great, promotion to offer during the summer when people are trying to travel the most as well. I mean, seasonal promotions like this help improve, the fairness to its loyal customers, as well as, um, you know, encourage people to use your company and travel during the summer, and save some money. Alrighty, so to wrap things up, of the three companies, I'd say Frontier has the best success in TV promotion ads. Firehouse needs to improve on both explicit and implicit communications the most, in my opinion. And Marriott has the best implicit and explicit communications of the three, because just how well it is known on a global scale. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you for your time, and have a great summer.